So this is step 3. I'm going to show you how to add filters, how to change the colors, and do a final save to your document. So I'm going to start by going back to Photoshop where I have my Eiffel Towers. If I view zoom out, I can see them fitting on the page a little more. I went through and added some space just because I know that some of you, when you put your pictures in the grid, maybe you have some extra space along the side or the top, and that does totally happen. So what I want to do is I want to crop that space out. So over on the side, I'm going to find the crop tool, and I'm going to click the crop tool, and as I hover my cursor over each tool, it'll say the name. So you're looking for the crop tool, you're going to click it. And then you're going to click and drag and draw a box around the part that you want to save. And if you're happy with it, you click the green arrow. If you're not, you just click the red and it gets you back to where you were. Okay. If you want to select one picture, if you click the move tool, you can click on that picture, and I could adjust it a little bit by clicking the arrow keys as well if you have any extra space. Okay. If you messed up at all and a layer got deleted, which you can do pretty easily. You can also right click over here to delete a layer. Okay, remember, you can always go to another layer and duplicate that layer to bring one back. So if you do something that you really hate to your project, you're going to be able to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first Eiffel Tower. So I'm going to click the move tool and click on my Eiffel Tower. And then if I look over here in the palette bin, I can see that layer 1 is selected. So now what I'm going to do, there's so many things you can do. I'm going to show you some of them. You can find many more of your own, and you can also do them in combinations. You can add a filter, you can change colors on each picture. So by all means, do not do the same ones I'm doing. I'm just going to show you some of the options. Okay, so I'm clicked only in layer 1. So whatever I do right now is going to only happen to layer 1. And I'm going to view and I'm going to zoom in, get even a little bit closer so that I see layer 1 a little closer. Okay, along the top, if I go to enhance, adjust lighting, brightness, contrast, I can up the brightness and change the contrast over here. So that's one thing that I can do to the picture. So along the top to enhance, I can adjust the lighting. I can also adjust the color. So if I'm on adjust color and I go down to color variations, I'm going to get this little toolbox. And let's say I want to increase the red and decrease here. Maybe I want to lighten it up. I can say, okay. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't, I could just say no. Okay, so again, enhance, adjust color, color variations. Okay, you can, let's say I increase the green, let's say I darkened this one, maybe I want to lighten it up. So that's how, and you could just go in and make each picture a different color if you want. So now I'm going to click on the next one. Along the top, filter, the filter gallery. All of these have different filters underneath them and after them. So I just want to show you a couple. If I went to artistic, and first I'm going to make sure you have 2 colors over here, and you can make the colors anything you want, but I'm going to start out with black and white. So I'm going to filter. I'm going to go to artistic, and let's say I did color pencil. Okay, so now I could choose if I want my paper brighter. Okay, I could choose how I wanted my stroke pressure, if I wanted my color pencils wider or if I wanted them narrower, so I could see how it might look if it was in color pencil. Okay, I could also go in, let's go back to artistic. I'm clicking the color pencil again, but you can see all of these different options. Cutout is how it would look if it was a collage. Okay, I really like this one. I'm going to say the edge is not so simple. Okay, I'll play around with it until you're happy with it. Okay, and then say okay. All right, and you can also move them around too. If I decide I don't want those 2 color ones next to each other, if I want to break that up a little, I can do that too. So now I'm over here. I could go to filter, artistic, so many different ones. Neon glow. I can choose what color neon glow it has. So if I wanted it to have a pink neon glow, I could click pink and it could be neon glow. I could make it brighter. I could make the glow size larger. Okay, you can play around with it all different ways. Okay, there's also paint daubs. There's plastic wrap. Look at this. You can see how it would look like. Look, there's the Eiffel Tower wrapped in plastic wrap. All right, smudge stick. Look at these brush strokes, all different ones. Okay, ooh, I sort of like this one. I think I'm going to keep this one. Okay, but there's so many different ones as you go through here. I'm going to show you some of my favorite. I really like emboss because that sort of puts things at different levels and adds different colors. I think that one's really neat. Emboss is one of my favorites. Filter, stylize. I also like extrude a lot because extrude breaks it up into boxes that remind me of Minecraft. Another one that is neat under stylize, solarize is really cool too. Let me move it down. Okay, more. Filter. Sketch stamp is really neat. Okay, it can make a stamp that's black and white. Okay, and then you can add the paint bucket and you can add all different colors. There's so many. Also, if you do a filter that you don't like, just say Control Z. Okay, Control Z, or along the top, edit, undo. So you can undo or you can redo things using Control Z, or along the top, edit. So I'm just going to show you really quickly a couple more of my favorites. Okay. I do like, there's so many I like. Mosaic, I like. Okay, let's say. Okay, maybe I didn't. I want to change that around though a little bit more. Let's say I'm going to adjust the color a little bit more on that one to more like a blue. Okay. The student favorite by far is usually filter, distort. Liquify is a favorite. Okay. When you go to the liquify menu, you can make your picture bigger by changing the percentage down here. Okay. And this little hand tool will let you bring it up to move it up. Okay. I think I'm going to make it even bigger. I'm going to make it 200. I'm going to take the little hand tool and I'm going to move it up. Now, if you take the little pointer, what it does is it changes, it lets you stretch things out, okay? And if you don't like it, you just say revert, okay? You can also make the brush smaller so that that's bigger. You can make the brush smaller so that you can move, smaller sections if you want, okay? So see how I just move that out a little bit, okay? This is one of my favorites. This is sort of the spin, so I'm going to make my brush larger. And I can spin. Oh my gosh, the poor Eiffel Tower. Okay, I can spin it the other way. This one's the opposite way. Okay, I can also, let's revert. I can also, this one is a pinch. So it pinches it down. This is really funny if you're doing this to someone's face. Hopefully someone you like. I'm going to revert. And then another one is to sort of pull out sections, and move things around. There's all sorts of things that you can do by playing around with the liquify. Remember, if you don't like it, when you're done, you can just say revert. If you like it, you can say okay. And then it'll take a second. Notice the green line going across the bottom. You can sigh right now. Okay. And then I'm actually going to move this one out a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to go to this one and I move it to make it I don't want to make it a little bit wider so it fits in there a little better. And then for my last one, let's pick one last filter. Let's see. There's so many good ones. I do like, let's go to, I like to store, maybe we'll do plaster. Okay, yeah. Oh, note paper. So many good ones, see? Okay, when you're done and you're happy, view, zoom out. Just check that you have a different filter on each one. Okay, when you're done, you're going to say File, Save, and this is where it gets a little bit different. Okay, first thing I do is I would save it just how it is normally. So just by saying File Save, I saved it to where I've been working on it on my desktop. To upload it, you're going to want it to be a JPEG. So you're going to say File, Save As. Still on my desktop, it's still Amy Kukuzi Photoshop, but now I'm going to change it to a JPEG. So where it says Format Photoshop, I'm going to drag it down to the top JPEG. You don't want the bottom one. Okay, it needs to be the top, just the JPE, okay? So you're going to click on that top JPEG, and you're going to say Save. Once you do that, you're going to have to say OK. All right, and that's going to take a second, and then you've saved it. So once you have that, you should have on your desktop your project and then also your JPEG version. And then once you have your JPEG version, that's what you'll go ahead and upload to give to me for your project. So you'll attach that in Schoology and give that to me. So hopefully you had fun and you learned a little bit about using filters in Photoshop.